Welcome back to another Borderlands 2 video. Here I am descending into Pete's lair to fight Pyro Pete, because I wanted to do a video talking about raiding versus mobbing. There's a trend, and especially on Twitch, that there's a bunch of people that go around and raid with kind of these overpowered setups and these tactics to kind of one-shot the bosses, and then they act like it's the best Borderlands play in the world. The sad thing though is I've seen some of those people struggle just to fight through a basic mob, and I don't think raiding is the high skill caliber cap activity that people say it is. Wow, Pete got some agility there. For most part, the raid bosses are incredibly predictable and kind of easy to fight guys once you know how to fight them. Looks like right here, his Nova attack was coming. I dodged it. Here I'll set off his next Nova. Maybe. Apparently he doesn't want to. There we go. This should block line of sight. You see here, even when he's being a bit derpy, he's pretty easy to predict. Now, if raiding's the thing you love, more power to you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. And I'm not even saying if you can't beat a raid, you're a scrub. That's also not the point of this. What did he say? But what I'm kind of saying is, it's not all that it's made up to be, especially if you're just copying what other people did. If you're the ones, like some of the time trial people, figuring out how to do these kills, that's one thing, but if you're just copying what other people have done, taking the same gear, the same tactics, why is that impressive, and why are people impressed to see it? So not even Pete, I'm fighting Pete here, and there's no cheap tactic to, just destroy him instantly. And I could probably be doing this a little faster than I am. Oh, finally got me with one. That's fine, because I have wreck and chain reaction. Did all of them die? Okay, no one's behaving right now. And Scorn didn't get him. Wow, that was terrible. Usually I can get him close to spiders, group them up with the Quasar, get them all nice and cozy together, and get some extra damage. I think he's about to Nova again. Saying, raids, they're not necessarily as difficult as people make them out to be. They are difficult to figure out, but once you do, they're kind of easy. And if you're not the one figuring out how to do the things, and you're just copying what you saw on YouTube or Twitch, who cares? Now, if you feel good about killing them, fine, but it's different between feeling good about killing them and bragging about killing them. Like you're the ultimate and the best. Oh, he's coming down on me. Is he going to punch me when I go through the water? That's the only time Pete can really hurt you, is when he punches you going through the water. Let's see. I just personally find mobbing more fun. Because with mobbing, it's less predictable. There are more damage sources coming at you. And it's just, you have to kind of react to the game, where a lot of these super fast raid boss kills all they're doing is going up into this broken kind of one-shot thing where it's chucking with accident, or no-kill like overkill, offhand stuff with Sal, or spending the time to stack critical ascension with 0 and just destroy them. You know, at least stacking critical hit or critical ascension with 0 within a fight's not as bad. But, you know, in general, I just don't find these things all that great. Now, there are a few exceptions. Mainly Veracitus and the Dragons. I like the Dragons because they are unpredictable, because they kind of do derp out and derp around. And you get one Dragon down, and at first, at least there's another 3 attacking you. And then Veracitus, there's just 0 room for error. But like I was saying there, sorry, I just had a kind of cut because I had a sneeze there. There are exceptions like the Dragons, because they are unpredictable, because there's so many damage sources coming at you, and scary damage sources. Veracitus is predictable, but leaves very little room for error. So the skill of Vora is you learn how to fight him, but then it's just not fucking up, not making a single mistake there. You can see with Pete, I made a few mistakes while fighting him, which kind of lengthened the fight, but it never put me in risk. You know, Veracity at least has that. And I also want to say, like, I heavily respect the time trials. Especially the first people that do them and figure them out, like I kind of said before. But that kind of stuff isn't for me, because I honestly just don't have the patience for it. When you go watch some of those people do something for the first time, sometimes it takes them 50, 100, or hundreds of times to get it right, and to get that, you know, 1 second or under a second kill. And that, I respect that. I just don't have the patience for that. It's just not my thing, where I know other people are very into that. And that's cool. Like I said, one of the nice things about this game is it's got something for everyone. But you can see even here, when I was able to control the damage sources through that hallway, there's so many of them coming at me. And this is actually harder and less predictable than Pete, and causes me to react to things that I can't predict as well. And I like that. That to me is more difficult and more fun than just going through this kind of auto win, where you know how to do it. So, you know, killing that raid boss for the first time, great. It's a good feeling and accomplishment to do it. I remember my first time beating Veracitus in OP8. I felt proud and accomplished of what I did. But just repeating those same things, like again the Pete kills, that stuff to me it's just not interesting. And again, I also just don't think it's that skillful to do that. You know, just that little battle I did there was so much more entertaining, and took so much more skill and concentration than just shooting Pete, backing off, shooting Pete, backing off, shooting Pete, backing off. You know, Pete's boring. I actually kind of consider him an insult. But even Terramorphous, you hide behind the rock and bee-hawk him. Yay! Hyperius is a little bit better once you kind of drop his shield and minions and health to a point where he goes into his what they call Slim Jim mode. At least there, he's kind of jumping all over and a little more chaotic. But it's still the same thing, and you know when he's gonna Nova, and you just switch to your Grog and throw a Chain Lightning, or you Herald swap with a Grog to heal, and it's just predictable, and I don't find it fun. And that's why I mainly do mobbing videos, because like you just saw here, I had damage sources from all over. Some of the people had dots, some didn't. You have to pay attention to the guns each enemy has. There's more things to watch and more things to pay attention to well doing this than there is with just fighting a raid boss for the most part. So, you know, that's kind of my take on raiding versus mobbing, and why I actually prefer mobbing at endgame to raiding. And then there's some kind of super mobs, like some of the slaughter domes, or Digistruct Peak, or certain maps. You know, like this map is full of enemies with Mollywand guns and Torg guns, so there's a lot of splash damage and a lot of dots, which are more dangerous. And I like that kind of stuff. And that's why I like OP8. It makes just plain regular mobs a good challenge and fun. Where the raid bosses, it's just the same thing over and over. I find it very repetitive. I find it kind of boring. And it's, like I said, it doesn't take much skill. It just takes repeating something else someone else figured out with a certain subset of gear. And at least Polka did this thing at one time, the intentionally prolonged raid fight, where you would kind of nerf yourself on purpose and not do just the 2-second kill. And that stuff was at least a little more interesting. Like I said, I like watching the time trials and seeing what people come up with, but I don't have the patience to come up with those things. And watching people copy those and act like they're talented or the best thing to ever come from Borderlands, it's a little infuriating. Because they're just trying to act like they're, you know, super on someone else's hard work, which is, you know, really bullshit. And that I have the utmost disrespect for. You know, I'm not going to name names, and I don't want my comments to turn into calling these people out. You know what? If you can destroy a raid on doing what someone else has shown you how to do, but yet you can't fight through a basic mob without going to fight for your life a billion times, and having to get up with the Norfleet and throw chain lightnings just to, you know, survive 2 basic enemies, you're not good. So stop pretending you are. So sorry for some of the shit talking. It's just kind of a frustration that comes out there, and yeah. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Call me an asshole or an elitist if you want. And also, I'm going to say, I'm not saying I'm the best Borderlands 2 player out there. I'm far from it. I am not nearly as good on Twitch reflexes as a lot of people. You know, I'm nowhere near what, like, Spunky or Fiber or Striker or a bunch of these, you know, really skillful players are. I just know how to play the game. I think I'm better at this game because I'm smarter about how I play the game rather than more skilled, and you can kind of overcompensate for lack of skill with understanding game mechanics and placement and builds and gear sets. And I think that's kind of this where I am. There are a lot of players that I see are just leaps and bounds better than me, but I see a lot of shitty players that are shit, and they think they're good, and they brag that they're good, and people believe that they're good because they rip off other people. And I don't have respect for that. So anyways, once again, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Bye.